to Music Road, brought to you by ITNS Radio and SWC Global Media LLC. I'm your host, Sam Watkins, and this is my co-host, Gifford. How you doing today, Gifford?
Good, Sam. Really good. Sitting up here in Nova Scotia, hiding from the pandemic. Got ourselves a little couple of family bubbles, so kids are enjoying the pandemic. We homeschool, so
Awesome.
not being negatively impacted too much by all this. But anyhow, I'm glad to be here on the show. Pretty excited. This is our pilot, so it's going to be interesting to see how things work out.
Yeah, most definitely. Well, today on Music Road, we will be discussing our ITNS Radio concert series, interactive shows that we started in for artists and bands during the COVID-19 pandemic who are being affected and losing bookings, of course. Gifford, why don't you tell everybody at home about the concert process and the difference between virtual and interactive shows?
Yeah. Um, well, this all started back last fall. Um, one of my one of my team members picked up a an investment opportunity for interactive concert and conference software. So we jumped on board and have been working with them very closely to develop an application that gives you the kind of look and feel that you would get at a real brick and mortar event. So when the pandemic hit, I started thinking, man, who could really put this software to use? Because I knew that everything was being canceled, all the events, any brick and mortar gathering was done. So that's when I said I need to call Sam and Tina because I'm sure that their artists must be struggling not being able to pack the houses like they used to. So jumped on the phone with Sam and Tina, and well, Sam, I think the rest is history. You were our first artist to jump on stage and do a show. We sold a bunch of tickets for that one, and we're actually backstage using the software that we use every night for our artists. A typical evening is we open up the doors an hour before the stage event, and everybody pours into the sessions. We have the ITNS Neon Lounge set up in there, and so people come in, and just like we're doing now, they share their cameras and microphones, and so they have a interactive meeting. So this is different from the virtual shows that a lot of folks have been doing, where they live stream out to their audience. This is back and forth. So um, I think it's very interesting to see how the software, again, gives that look and feel of being at an actual concert. So after people gather in the Neon Lounge for an hour, I get the artists to come backstage, just like we're backstage here, and do a little sound check. We click broadcast, and the show streams out to the stage where all the ticket buyers sit and hoot and holler and enjoy their favorite artists. It's been 10 tons of fun. I can't
So
thank ITNS Radio enough for having the vision to partner up and see the software bring these artists work.
So basically, our interactive venue is very like a real concert, and we are definitely very excited about the applications that can be accomplished with this technology. Switch gears a bit and play some music, as this show is called Music Road. First up is Italian rock sensation Mardi Gras with a video presentation called Satellites and Me, a very home edition, a very, very interesting show that they put on, and amazing to see. I hope you'll enjoy it.
All right, let me cue that up for us here.
Satellites, are we lost somewhere in time? We're collide and crash them back through the sky. We believe in incredible, not the usual kind. Satellites, are we lost somewhere in time?
Back to the earth, we hurt and retrieve. Back to the ground,
Satellites and me.
satellites, are we free to have a ride? We find the time to fuck it up and then rise.
Jupiter, the king of gods, is close at hand.
Satellites, we don't want second best. Back to the earth, we hurt and retrieve.
Back to the ground, we start.
Satellites and me. We roll and we fall.
We'll never be home. We want to make it real.
And get what we need.
Take a look at the stars. Here on your stars. Like some old satellites. Like some old satellites.
Lost in the sky.
Lost in the sky.
By and
By and by. Bye bye.
What an awesome song by Italian rock sensation Mardi Gras. That was Satellites and Me Home Edition, for those who may be just joining us today. Those guys sure do rock. Give
Oh man, there was so much to look at. I love when artists get creative and and start putting different ideas together. They're calling this the home edition, I'm guessing, because they are all at home, and um, we've tried to talk to various artists about coming up with some creative ideas when bands couldn't get together. So we had some artists that couldn't get together, and what we suggested that they do is that they try to create kind of like their own music videos. And we brainstormed and brainstormed, and when the pandemic first hit, we saw a lot of these artists. I think Bare Naked Ladies came out with a video, and they're all, each one of them sitting at home, and it looks like they're playing live, but they're not. We really did a lot of research into how that could be possible to have people playing in remote locations, but we've seen some. I think the Rolling Stones tried to do that, and it was a disaster because of the latency, and of course, everybody's hearing things at a different rate depending on their machinery. So ultimately, what we came up with, and I see that this is what Mardi Gras did, was they all took their master track and turned the video camera on themselves and recorded all of the different pieces, and then they spliced those all together, and that's why you have all these different panels, and everybody's looks like they're performing at the same time, and for all intents and purposes, they are. I mean, they're all performing their piece of the songs that they would normally do together in a stage show. So it's been a lot of fun, and some of our artists have done that. They've come up with like 25 videos, and we gather, like we said earlier, doors open up, the artists all pour into the lounge, and 5 minutes before the show, I just tell everybody, in the band, said, meet me backstage. And then what we do is we take that canned production, the video that they've done. So instead of a live performance per se, it's more like going to a movie premiere. And the ticket buyers get to see brand new content that these guys worked so hard to do. And we've had so many people provide positive feedback, and the smart artists even dress in the same clothes that they did for their canned concert, so nobody knows anything different. It looks like everybody got together backstage and did the show. So it's been it those have been amazing, watching how artists come up with different approaches to creating a truly unique stage event. Yeah, those guys are
Yeah.
great. I mean, there's just so much to look at too, and they had stills that are running there, of when they did do big concerts. So yeah, pretty exciting stuff. Um, and the research I've done throughout the pandemic has mostly been in the academic world. Like Isaac Newton, he just finished his doctorate degree when one of the pandemics hit, and he spent 3 or 4 years isolated in a little farmhouse, and he came up with all these different theories. He did all kinds of research, and then when that pandemic lessened, he had all of this content. So I really like to see people getting creative out of necessity. It's a shame that we're experiencing a pandemic, of course, but to see the silver lining in this tragedy is something, something that keeps our hopes afloat.
Most definitely. Gifford, why don't we talk a little bit more about how we all got together and started this thing with the interactive shows?
Well, um, like we mentioned earlier, you were our first to jump on, and
I was.
as soon as we saw what was taking place in that first event, I got really excited about it. And as we launched more and more events and watch the dynamics of how people interact in this environment, it was just, to me, it was it was kind of like a mission of mercy, right? And with our technology and with ITNS artists, it just seemed like the perfect partnership. And And of course, it was interesting. I remember the first time I met you, I'm like, well, a Watkins, that's interesting. I'm a Watkins too. So there were all these little things I'd been hoping and thinking about you and Tina for 5 or 6 years. We met a while ago when I was down in Florida. I was on your show, the radio show, and I just thought that
Yep.
you guys were fascinating. I really liked your grassroots approach, what I would call like a family approach to things. It's not like you and Tina and ITNS are up here somewhere. It's you're down there in the trenches with the artists, and I've seen some of your artists, the ones that really have some kind of a shine to them, and to be able to recognize ITNS value in their lives. And you can hear them, every intermission. We want to thank ITNS, Sam and Tina and Trina, for helping us get where we are today. So I find that, well, we've just found it to be very, very wholesome. And I like that. That's really what we need during a pandemic, right? Is to surround ourselves with people of high quality, people with purpose and mission, in an effort to help people who can't do very much for themselves. And oftentimes artists, struggle to promote themselves and to get the word out about what they're doing. So I think that by marrying technology with the artistic world, we have something here that's sustainable and something to look forward to. I'm hoping in future that as we see the venues open up, that they'll also adopt this option of selling tickets. So, grandma and grandpa and aunts and uncles that can't follow their family artist from show to show will still be able to sit at home from the comfort of their couch and participate and be part of the show. What's better than that? And you can go into a lot of details about, at the end of our event, we don't have to take out the trash. There's no carbon footprint for what we're doing, right? There's, some of the rock shows that they have. I mean, it takes a lot to clean up those venues after they're done. So I just like, meeting the artists backstage and getting to know them, and then watching their family and friends come in. I just find it very, very fascinating. And to see how they set up, some people set up in their kitchen, some people make a stage and perform from there. So every artist brings a different flavor and a different personality to the equation. But all in all, watching the ITNS family of artists acclimate to this pandemic and the options that are available has been very eye-opening. So I kind of feel like Isaac Newton, have all this time to really try and figure out how to make a better world. And I think by bringing music into the living rooms of people that love their artists, I think that's something to be said about that.
Most definitely, and it is really awesome and invigorating to see so many of these artists get so excited about what they're doing and to put on these shows. Speaking of shows, our next video presentation is another awesome rock band from Las Vegas, Nevada, right here in Vegas. Yep, that's right. The song is Cheetos and Tequila, and the band is Chaos Bender and the Traveling Trailer Park. Take it away, y'all.
All right, let me fire this up here for us.
I'm a fast food eating no guy, and when I'm cheating, it's a sad day.
true story, that one. For some people, anyway. Gifford?
I don't know what to say. Like, definitely a high energy band, that's for sure. And I'm just glad I don't drink tequila, I guess. That guy didn't look very happy at all, covered in Cheetos.
Everything is busting.
So what are these guys doing during the pandemic?
Well, not sure. We haven't heard much from them, so I assume they're probably all stuck at home and not really playing much. But then again, I mean, they could be pretty busy.
Hmm.
I don't know, but I think a lot of people are unfortunately kind of stuck out on the bookings part, which is, again, one of the reasons that we're, so serious about getting these interactive concerts done. And speaking of which, I would like to say that if you are an artist, band, singer, songwriter, whatever type of thing that you're doing, whether you're just playing guitar yourself or you have the ability to maybe do a can show or whatever you want to do. If you'd like to get involved in these interactive shows, I encourage you to get with our booking and promotions director, Trina Curry, and you can, excuse me, you can reach her at 877-726-1792 extension 1023, and she'll be more than happy to hook you up with Gifford, and who's the man behind all this tech stuff, that I don't understand. I can't even begin to understand some of the stuff that Gifford knows, but he certainly has put a lot of effort and time into these shows and doing the sound checks and we do a lot of the shows together. Sometimes I do the shows and sometimes he does. But Gifford is kind of the brains of the operation. I'm more the music and getting people acclimated into this stuff. So Gifford does a lot of the hard work, and we really appreciate you for that, Gifford, for everything that you've done. I just wanted to say that before we get to the next song.
Well, one of the
And
things we should probably cover just two quick things, Sam. So anybody that wants to reach out to you guys can do so through your website, itnsradio.com.
yes,
Perfect.
yes,
Okay. And anybody who's interested in doing, trying out what we're doing here, doing an interactive concert, um, the basic requirements that I tell everybody during sound checks is, get yourself a decent laptop and make sure that that laptop is plugged into the router, so you're not broadcasting through, your Wi-Fi. I always think that it's best to get an external microphone and camera. You can get those in a little combo unit for 150 bucks or so. I like the Logitech 1080s. That's high definition recording, and the audio picks up a lot better than your laptop microphone or your telephone microphone, because when you're playing music, you're using a lot of the different frequencies, right? And most laptops and most phones are engineered to pick up the human voice, not a wide range of musical instruments and whatnot. So those are the biggest things, is to get as close to the internet as possible with whatever device you're using to record, um, and get the external camera and microphone. Those make for the absolute best captures, because you're really, you're asking your phone to do a lot. And we have done some concerts with cell phones over cell towers even, and while they some of them turn out okay, some of them don't turn out okay. Everything is so dependent on the quality of your connection to the internet. But you're really, when you're streaming live to the stage, you're asking your phone to pick up all the noise, pick up everything it sees, process all of that information, and then send that out to the internet, So your machine's doing twice as much as it normally would. A lot of people, a lot of the artists say, well, I've recorded on my phone before and it sounds great. And I'm like, well, recording to a device is one thing. Recording and streaming, broadcasting out is a completely different animal. So artists really need to understand that streaming technology is still relatively new, and devices are, constantly catching up with that as more and more people create more streaming content. So just a couple of things to keep in mind, before you do your sound check with us.
Absolutely. Thank you, Gifford. And yes, you can also find out more about the show, the interactive concerts, by visiting www.itnsradio.com and events. I believe that is. All right, now we got a couple more songs left to go, and one of the next song that we're going to hear is Ali Jacko and Working Man. Gifford?
All right, let's cue that up here.
It's a rough start soon as my feet hit the floor. Working up to dawn till I come back through the door. I break my back 7 days a week to build a house and make you my queen. Give you everything you ever wanted and give you more. I work for it, sweat for it. Every night and day, girl, anything for you. Won't stop, you're so hot. Giving you a world that was built with these two hands. Baby, I'm your working man. I'm working, I'm a hard working man. Yes, I am. I got a good reason to go the extra mile. Shooting for the moon just to see you smile. I'm like a train going down the line. This engine's running on overtime. Not gonna stop, baby, till I drive you wide. I work for it, sweat for it. Every night and day, girl, anything for you. Won't stop, you're so hot. Giving you a world that was built with these two hands. Baby, I'm your working man. I'm working, I'm a hard working man. Yes, I am. I work for it, I sweat for it. Every night and day, girl, anything for you. Won't stop, too hot. Giving you the world, you know I love to. I work for it, sweat for it. Every night and day, girl, anything for you. Won't stop, you're so hot. Giving you a world that was built with these two hands. Baby, I'm your working man. I'm working, I'm a hard working man. Yes, I am. Gonna turn off the phone, turn on the lights. Gonna take my time with my woman tonight. Good red wine and a soft sweet kiss. Nothing else in the world more important than this. I work for it, sweat for it. Every night and day, girl, anything for you. Won't stop, you're so hot. Giving you a world that was built with these two hands. Baby, I'm your working man. I'm a woman, I'm a hard working man. Oh yeah, I'm your hard working man. Oh yeah, yes I am. Baby, I'm your working man.
That was a great tune.
Yeah, most definitely.
There's a lot of reasons to like that song. The biggest impact that it has on me is that this guy went out there and found, hey, it must have had 100 people, right, involved in this video, right? So took in cameras, went into different work sites. You know, he had firemen there, he had police there, he had guys making, Greek food. Covers it all. It's really, really neat. I want to make a video. I'll tell you what. You write a song, Sam. I'll make a video.
Me too.
All right, man. We need to
All right, sounds good.
need to wrap up the show, and then we'll start collaborating. I think we should put something together. Pandemic album. Cheer some people up.
Sounds like a plan. Well, we are on our last song now, so why don't we talk about that a little bit? Has Anybody Seen Me is the next song we're gonna play by Sam Watkins and Fade Train, my band, and wanted to talk a little bit about the song and working with Chris Lisinger. Chris Lisinger is a joy to work with, wonderful. He worked on all of Garth Brooks' albums and even toured with him a little bit. And it was just absolutely wonderful to get to record on Music Row in Nashville. Absolutely wonderful to have done that. Great experience. I recommend that to anyone if you get a chance to record on Music Row. Definitely look for Chris Lisinger because he's an absolutely awesome guitar player. A lot of people ask me if I was the one that if I can actually play that guitar part, and I got to tell you, it's hard. I can play a little bit, but it's real hard to learn to play like that. But my wife always says I'm a good guitar player, so yeah, I guess I give myself a little credit for trying to follow Chris and what he does. But anyway, so basically we went into a studio owned by Pat Holt, and I met Chris Lisinger there. I gave him the song. I presented it to him on a guitar, and he just went to work like right away. I mean, it was just so amazing how that came together. And there it is. Has Anybody Seen Me went from an acoustic jam to just this amazing masterpiece of a song. And here it is, ladies and gentlemen. Has Anybody Seen Me by Sam Watkins and Fade Train.
Now, you said that Chris Lisinger, so did he tour with Garth Brooks, or was he studio session?
No, he toured.
He toured with him. Okay. All right.
Later on.
But he's on some of his albums too, because I've heard this song before, and I thought that what the guitar player brought to this, well, I mean, you've heard Garth Brooks albums, I'm sure most people have, and I just think that this guy's signature, the sound and the tone, I think that people who listen to this song are going to hear a little bit of Garth Brooks-ish influence kind of thing, right? It's amazing to me. I'm a huge David Gilmour fan, and throughout the decades, there have been times when I've been walking through the mall, and all of a sudden I hear David Gilmour's guitar, and it's a song I hadn't heard before. Walk into that store, and David Gilmour have a new album out. What's going on here, right? I recognize that sound. So be interesting for folks at home to listen to this song and remember that this guy played with Garth Brooks. It was amazing. All right, let me get this queued up for us here, Sam.
All right.
I sit here in the silence of a dark and stormy room, waiting for an answer. I'm waiting for my doom. The love I had was broken so long ago. sing. Now a dying ember that lives beneath my dreams as I lay here in the darkness while she lays in another's arms, reliving every moment of how I broke her heart. Her spirit will not speak to me. I cry but no one hears as I pray for death, counting all the years. Has anybody seen me? I can't find me anywhere. Would you even know? Would you even care? She left me here so long ago to die here all alone, and I wonder if I'll ever see the dawn. I only ask forgiveness of what I don't deserve. I saw no mercy, loving eyes as the candle ceased to burn. And now I'm just a prisoner to my foolish pride. Oh, just when it was too late, I finally saw the light. Has anybody seen me? I can't find me anywhere. Would you even know? Would she even care? She left me here so long ago to die here all alone, and I wonder if I'll ever see the dawn. Has anybody seen me? I can't find me anywhere. Would you even know? Would you even care? She left me here so long ago to die here all alone, and I wonder if I'll ever see the dawn. Oh, I wonder if I'll ever see the dawn. Lord, I wonder if I'll ever see the dawn.
Man, it's a beautiful, beautiful song. I'm so glad to have written such great song.
Yeah.
Like I said,
But that's you singing. You've got a great voice, man. Built for country or what? Are you? Oops, sorry.
country rock, mainly
Yeah,
country rock. You know.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Very
yeah,
cool.
definitely. Well, before we go, I want to talk a little bit about the other events that we have going on for these interactive shows. One of the things that we're doing also, besides the concerts themselves, we're also doing the ITNS Showdown, which is currently $25 to enter to compete. Covers or originals are accepted, and all ages are welcome to compete. All you have to do is visit www.itnsradio.com to join and check out the talent search portion of the website and pay your $25 entry fee and send your music to me. Instructions should be on the website or on the website. Excuse me. Are on the website. Instructions to do so are on the website, and we encourage everyone to check it out. Another event that we're putting on, which we haven't quite released the details on just yet, is the ITNS Radio Musicians United Festival. And of course, I think the name pretty much speaks for itself. We're hoping to, but there is a lot more to it, of course. But we're going to be doing, we're talking about doing possibly workshops for songwriters, getting together and doing jams for songwriters, and all this stuff is going to be done with this wonderful technology we're currently using right now.
Mhm.
So I did want to mention that. I guess anyway. So want to thank you so much for joining us, Gifford. Thank you for being with me on this today. And is there anything you'd like to say to the folks out there before we go?
Yeah, stay safe. I think seems to be the motto for the pandemic. But sure would love to meet more artists. So hoping that anybody here that is interested in looking at a career in music that's maybe hasn't taken that first step yet to reach out to ITNSradio.com and get a hold of Sam, Tina, or Trina, and hopefully we'll see you in the Neon Lounge at your own event.
Certainly do hope we do, and thank you guys so much for joining us. Before I do go, I want to remind you that we are here for you in your time of need. We do certainly hope that you will take advantage of the interactive concerts and other things that we have to offer as well. So just remember www.itnsradio.com. And also, don't just be a music lover, be a music supporter. And we'll see you down the road. Bye.
Bye.
Everybody seen me, I can't find me anywhere. Would you even know?
All right, thank you out there. We're Frankie and Defenders. We're having a blast here on ITNS Radio Virtual Concert Series. Thank y'all for coming. Fill up my glass. We're all gonna have a good time. We're the weekend rock and roller. The weekend working man. Weekend rock and roller. Playing in a one-night stand. And I'm really quite a lot like you.
Give it up for my friend, Gifford! Come on, show some love. Ooh, a long, long time ago.